Green flags in a woman. Green flags. Probably. I enjoy acts of service, receiving, not giving. So she's basically like, if she's down to basically, not literally, figuratively, be a slave. So like do shit for me. Big green flag. Oh, I got like some trees at my house. You want to water the trees? All right. Like doing chores, yard work.
Laundry.
I'm putting her to work, basically. And if she's like on board, she's like, yes, give me things to do. She's a keeper.
I agree. And I would describe that as traditional values, which is one of the big green flags in the person I'm with now. And that was something that I didn't encounter much before. It was literally the phrase, I'm looking for a man with traditional values. And that was like, ooh, that was a big green flag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She should be able to plow a field. If she can plow a field, let's see, what's another green flag? Temperance. So I like, I don't drink or do drugs or smoke or anything, so I definitely prefer a woman who, not really a drinker, doesn't go to bars, clubs, that sort of thing. What else?
But I like a whiskey at night, and
Okay.
she doesn't drink at all, but she doesn't get on my case about that. And I kind of laid that out there as something that's important to me. Where
Sure.
It's like, you will never, here's the deal I made. I was like, you will never see me drunk. And if I'm ever drunk, if I can't, in an emergency, do what I need to do, like call me out. Like, you won't see that. And that's the kind of the deal that I made. And
I thought you were about to say, like, in some emergencies, I might need to get drunk.
Yeah.
Getting drunk emergency. What are some other green flags? A lack of vanity. Lack of vanity is big.
What does that mean?
Well, this would manifest itself in a couple different ways. So I typically prefer women who wear minimal or no makeup. I'm like a natural body supremacist. So I don't like plastic surgery. I don't like Botox. I don't like lip fillers. I don't like any of that stuff. So
agree with that. But along with that comes the discipline to maintain, to put in the effort into fitness so that you can get to that natural beauty.
Sure.
Nothing stands out like I think what you're saying, like natural beauty. I don't mind some makeup, but just someone, because if someone is naturally, it shows discipline. I think on so many different psychological levels, it's not just, oh, you're attractive. It shows that you have the discipline and willingness to put in, even once we're in this relationship, into the future. I think guys are often thinking about that quietly without saying anything. What is this woman going to look like years from now? Is she going to get comfortable and everything's, it's superficial, I understand, but a man doesn't want to be attracted to anyone else but you. Really, ideally, yeah.
I'm okay with like a little mascara, eyeliner. I'll allow it. I'll accept it. But anything you're putting on,
it can be overdone.
It can be overdone.
You don't want to be catfished like in person or anything.
Yeah. And well, it's interesting. The thing with makeup is like, as a guy, you can be consciously, like, you can see the foundation or powder or whatever it's called on her face, and like, and all the other makeup that she has on, and you can be consciously aware that she is wearing makeup, but you still can't quite pierce through the veil that makeup sort of the illusion it creates. You can maybe take some like guesses in your mind's eye of like what she looks like without it, but like the effect of makeup, I think, strikes at a bit more of like a subconscious level almost, where it's like the bamboozle, even if you know she's wearing makeup, the bamboozle has still like hit you. You're perhaps more attracted to her than you otherwise would be had it not been for the makeup. So yeah.
Ideally, you don't see the makeup. I think when that's what you kind of want.
But if you're going to be in a relationship with her, you're eventually going to see her without the makeup, right?
Some of these girls, man, they keep that shit on.
Yeah, at night.
Sleep with
But you can
it.
see it,
Yeah,
though. Like, if you can be like, babe, like, wash your face. Like, you can see if she has a little bit, you can still see it.
Yeah, eventually. Sure.
You're
Eventually,
like, the date is going to be in my bathroom, and you're going to wash your face before.
Eventually, you would see it, but I'd still prefer, like, it's not that I will eventually at one point see what you truly look like. It's just I have a preference leaning towards people who just don't wear. Again, a little mascara, eyeliner, whatever, not a big deal. But if you're doing like full face, typically not my thing. Not my thing. You have something
Can
on
I
this?
jump in on this?
Sure.
What if on a day-to-day basis it's just mascara, but you are going out to a nice dinner or to an event, so she wants to put on like more makeup that day or something? Like, are you weird about that? Would you just rather her always be natural? I feel like sometimes there's an occasion where it's like,
Yeah.
I would be flattered. Like my boyfriend also prefers me with nothing on my face, so I would be really flattered if he says, you don't have to put on any makeup."
Right. Yeah. I
If
agree.
she, like for a specific event, if she wanted to wear makeup, I'd probably be fine with it. But I would tell her you don't have to do, like I wouldn't care. But if she wanted to do it, I don't think I would have any objections to it. But if like she's wearing that shit on the regular, not a fan. Not a fan of it.
that's fair.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this the other day though with the whole makeup thing, and I don't know if like sometimes I don't know. Y'all really like to defend your makeup. Like you get offended, you'll get upset. Like the fuck, he's coming for the makeup. He's coming for the makeup. Would you do this trade-off? This would just level the playing field across the board. No women could wear makeup. Nobody could wear makeup. Would you give up makeup under those circumstances?
But you have to, right?
Well, it's the idea here. I think one of the reasons women wear makeup, it's compared to what? So if you're like, all the other women are wearing makeup, and if I don't wear makeup, it's kind of like steroids in sports. Well, all the other athletes are doing steroids. They're going to outperform me, outcompete me if I don't do the steroids too. But if no women wear makeup, there would be less incentive to wear makeup because no other women are wearing it. I mean, I guess there's other differences, like there's the internal component too, so that would be the external, but the internal component is like just your own vision of yourself and wanting to feel comfortable or confident when you go out or whatever it is. But if nobody else is wearing makeup, even that would be somewhat reduced, I guess.
No, I agree with you 100%. I feel like it's all, the internal part is because we all are surrounded by makeup on a daily basis. Like you look at a person and you're like, oh, she did her makeup, she looks great. So I feel like I need to do my makeup to look great. And then it's just stuck in your head and you can't get away from it. So no, I completely agree. If no one wore makeup, I think we'd all be a little bit happier.
My bigger grievance, though, has to do with plastic surgery. Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not a fan of plastic surgery.
No.
Anybody here? Botox?
Can you tell by me? I just tried to raise my eyebrows and they were just like,
Oh, you have how many? What is it?
Yeah.
What's the measurement that they
I
use?
have no idea.
Is it cc's? Units. How many units of Botox?
I actually don't know.
You lost track?
No, I mean, they don't. I just told them this is where I
Oh.
want it, and I don't know how many they did, but
But have you gone like multiple times?
I've only done it twice.
Oh, twice. Okay.
It's like a
Wait,
once a year.
Lift.
They wiggle.
Okay, they move. A little bit. What about?
very
Have
mad
you
at
had
you.
the filler in the lips? or-
Yeah, just a little bit. I don't like to go overboard, but
Anybody else had lip filler or anything? Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of all that stuff, but
sorry.
no
I also
offense.
wanted to
Apology
add
accepted. What's
about
that?
the makeup. I think also everybody, and especially women, like pretty things. They like to look pretty. They want to feel pretty. So I think next to social media, because social media is pushing all the women to wear a bunch of makeup, but I also think that women just like to look beautiful and feel beautiful, and makeup is a part of that. But are you doing it to enhance your features, or are you doing to hide something? That's the line in there.
If makeup was banned, people would still find loopholes in it. Like girls would use like berries and stuff, and like stuff that's like
Wasn't that a
colored
thing,
like
like, way
red
back
or different colors or whatever for your eyelashes. Like in Egypt, they used to use all types of stuff like before. Like
Back
charcoal
in-
or I don't even
Yeah.
know.
They would
So
decorate
just stuff that's
themselves.
not makeup,
Pyramids.
but just like with every other law, people would find loopholes in it.
Well, sure, I suppose, but the idea here is like you would just totally get rid of makeup, and then I don't know. There's just like a social cultural zeitgeist where it's like, okay, we're just generally not going to put shit on our face that alters our appearance.
But how would you know that if somebody has raspberries on her face, like for cheek flesh, you wouldn't see that, but you would just.
I mean,
see
I would see. I mean, it would have.
But you don't know what it is. It could be just her natural face. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, Miss Loophole over here. Yo, hey, get us some raspberries. We're gonna have her put some raspberries on her face. Do we have any
Makeup
fruit
in
back there? We can have her. We got some of those some pizza,
Some pepperonis.
some fucking Dorito dust. Should we put some of that on your face?
I would think the world would be a better place, actually. It would be
Without-
healthier for us, but we also would have less competition between women, because women, I think they silently compete with each other.
Sure.
Who looks better than the other. So
Yeah.
I think it would be actually a good idea.
I think it would actually be a good thing to like. Well, first off, I mean the cosmetic industry is like $1 trillion. Maybe I'm exaggerating there. It's like half $1 trillion industry yearly, and like think of those cargo ships sending that paint from fucking China across. And they're burning bunker fuel. I don't know if you guys probably don't know what that is, but they're burning bunker fuel and shit. And it's just like so that women can feel moderately more attractive. It's just holy shit. One thing I like to test out with environmentalists, female environmentalists, is I ask them, would you be willing to never wear makeup again? Never. Anyways, that's stupid. Sorry, we're getting off topic. We got some chats here. Josh Brooks. Okay, gotta ask the panel. What is your most embarrassing dating story? Something that happened in public or private, intimate or not, that was embarrassing and stayed with you? Anybody got an embarrassing dating story? Besides the pegging for you over there?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I feel like I do, but I cannot think of it on the spot.
I think it's bad enough that a guy got your name tattooed on it after
That's
2
pretty
months.
bad.
I mean, that's pretty.
I'm
bad.
flattered, personally. I'm not embarrassed.
Do you think he would be embarrassed?
Oh, I'm sure now that we're not together, because he does tell me all the time that he regrets it, and I was like, I gave
Most
you the warning.
embarrassing.
I don't know.
I've got a couple. I got a bunch.
Oh.
Shit. Wait. Okay. Let me pull up my bad dates. Fucking notepad thing. One time I was on this date with this girl, and she was coming over, and like at my place where I was living at the time, there's a bunch of hedges, and she like there's 2 different entrances, and there were spiders, like spider webs in the hedge. And she was coming over and it was going down, right? But she got bit, she got bit, walked through the spider web, got bit by the spider. Needless to say, and then she started feeling unwell. So needless to say,
You didn't get
I got
any.
cock-blocked by a spider. That was pretty embarrassing. There was another time I was on a date with a girl, and I had actually it was kind of like one of these. I had a big water bottle with me. I brought a water bottle. When I'm home, though, I have like an RO, reverse osmosis water system. I'm on this date with her, and it's going good. It's going okay, but I could, by the end of it, I don't know, it wasn't a good match, whatever. And we're getting up to leave, and then she's like, hey, I just want to say one more thing to you. She's like, that water bottle you have. She gets really serious. It's like, it's really bad for the environment. You should get like a glass thing. And I'm like, well, I tell her, I'm like, look, I don't drink out of this shit. Like, I have it at home. I have a glass, cup. And she's like, well, even when you're going out, you should just have a glass, like a little.
A glass cup.
And then I was like, hold on, let me fucking debate you for a second. And I was like, well, what kind of car you drive? Because I happen to drive a hybrid. Oh, you don't drive a hybrid? Well, fuck you. And then I was like, oh, you're wearing makeup. That shit came in a plastic container. I see you're wearing a little bit of something. That shit came in plastic. But she got upset that I pushed back. I mean, it was clearly nothing was going to happen.
Yeah.
But she felt the need to be like, make a stand against me on a date because I had a plastic. I'm not even joking. Like, this actually happened. And I don't know if she was expecting for me to allow her to lecture me. Like, because it was she was condescending with it. It wasn't just like, hey, I had a really nice date. I don't even know how you could phrase that sort of thing to make it not be condescending. But she was she was upset with me because I had a plastic water bottle. So I was like, the fuck? And so I had to, I'm the type of person, I don't like conflict, but if you're game, I'm game. So I'll argue with you. But then I started arguing back with it, not like insulting her, but I was just like, well, let's investigate your footprint. What is it called? The footprint? Carbon footprint. Let's investigate yours. And I was like, do you do X, Y, Z? And then she started getting up, like she just wanted to, she wanted to say her piece and leave. But I will not allow an environmentalist to have the last word. So that was really embarrassing. And the bar started overhearing this shit.
Oh, God.
She waited till the end of the date, like she was like, you're saying your goodbyes, and she's like, by the way, your water bottle.
Really
Yeah, so it was like, it was towards the end of the date, because we were there for, I don't know, 2 hours or whatever. And I was like, hey, the convo was good, but I think like she wasn't really feeling it, whatever. And then I was like, okay, well, hey, it was nice meeting you, whatever. Later. And like, as we're about to get up, she's like, one more thing. That was pretty bad.
Because she saw the water bottle.
Do you mean embarrassing for us or for them?
That
Just
that
in
was like
general.
mutually embarrassing, I think. But it could, I think, embarrassing for you
Oh, then
or
never
both.
mind.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know, because, I mean, mine wasn't, whatever.
Do I-
Why do you have
do I have
some, what about
more?
someone?
Well, something like that kind of happened to me. Like we had a good date. I don't know. It wasn't really a date. We kind of just like hung out. And at the end, he was driving me home, and he's like, "By the way, I'm a SoundCloud rapper." And I was like, okay. And he said, "Do you want to listen to some of my music?" And I'm not gonna say no. I mean, so I was like, yeah. And it was just the worst stuff I've ever heard. And I never saw him again because it was just really uncomfortable. And he kept asking me like 5 times if I liked it. And I was like, yeah, I like it. It was awful.
Did he write any songs about you?
No, it was like a mixture of like screamo, like metal music and rap. And I would have never expected it from him. Like he just seemed like a totally normal guy, but I guess he makes screamo rap, and it wasn't for me.
I knew a SoundCloud rapper back in high school, like early high school, that was trying to date me. And he wrote a couple songs about me. It was really sweet.
Oh, that's cute.
That actually reminds me that there was a situation not too long ago where I tried to go on a date with this guy, and he drove me back home after and wouldn't let me get out of the car. I know that sounds horrible, but he was like, "Hold on, wait," and he puts on the Grease soundtrack and like locks the doors. And I swear, like from start to finish, started like singing. I started like
Wait.
recording.
Wait, hold on. Like he had the C, like was it a CD?
No, like he pulled it up on like Spotify or whatever, and like started playing every single song in the Grease soundtrack.
How long were you in the car?
Well, I kept saying like, no, he's like, wait, no, this one, and then he put on like Hopelessly Devoted to You, and I was like, I have to go, and then I actually started recording him secretly because I couldn't believe. I was like, nobody's gonna believe me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry.
The Grease?
Yeah, so random. Yeah, like fully like the Grease soundtrack. I
And
was
he
like,
sang it.
yeah, he was like belting it, super high pitch. I was
That's
like,
kind of
this
a
is-
green flag. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you should have
You
heard it.
think that's a green
I
flag?
think that's a green flag.
No, my skin was
trapped in a
crawling.
car and a guy just sit there singing to you that you went on a date with?
Well,
No,
he wasn't like holding you hostage.
That
like,
is holding.
Well, I kept like trying to, but he's like, no, and he kept like locking the door. I'd like unlock, and he's like, no, like you got to hear this next one. I was like, I've watched Grease before, like I know what comes next. You
What-
don't have to sing it.
Did he? What about like that part where it's like, tell me more, tell me more?
Oh yeah.
Did she put up a fight? That would be a scary moment for me.
I mean, when he first locked the doors, right when I went to go grab the handle, that already scared me. I was like, I'm gonna get out now. And then he asked if I wanted to go on another date, and I said no.
While you were in the car or like after? You
Oh
got
yeah,
out of
he
the
was
car?
just kept texting me. He was like,
okay.
so like sushi, and I was like, so like no. Sorry.
What would be the worst musical to start singing while you're on a date with a girl?
Oh wait, and then after, sorry to interrupt. After that one, he did, what was it? The Pitch Perfect. That's what it was. Like if there was like one Pitch Perfect song. What was it? That's when it really got me. He was like went from Grease to Pitch Perfect. I was like,
So he was a theater kid.
I didn't think so. I guess I don't know.
Was this like a Hail Mary? Just like, fuck, it's not going well. Maybe if she hears me sing musicals from the 1970s or whatever, or was it the 80s? I don't know. Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. Jaw was to the floor. He was blasting it. I was like, my neighbors can hear this. Like, please shut the music
It
off.
would be cute if it wasn't like a first date. Like,
I'm
if she's
sorry.
into musicals.
I'm sorry, if you're
like,
married, that's an insta divorce. if any women here, if you're married to a dude and he starts singing like Grease Lightning, you gotta.
Well, like it's
You
kind of
gotta divorce
cute
him.
if he's like into theater stuff. Like that's cute, I guess.
But he
like
tries to
niche
come off. He tries to
hobbies.
come off very like hood kind of.
Oh my
so
God,
that's
no.
when it was like, I was like,
Is he
where's
a
his
white guy? Is he a white guy?
like he tries to be like he's like a sneakerhead and like tries to be very like.
That's like the
So that's why when
opposite
he's
of mine.
when he started singing "Hopelessly Devoted to You," I was like, I'm out of this car now. Like if it was at least a little bit predictable, I'd think I'd give him the benefit of the
Getting
doubt.
like
but
secondhand
Oh my God.
embarrassment.
That would
yeah, no, I had to. I unfortunately showed it to all my friends. I immediately sent
Wait, you
it
have
to
the videos though?
Yeah.
Is it on your TikTok?
Oh, no.
God, no, I didn't post it anywhere. I didn't want to like
it wasn't
publicly.
public.
I didn't want to publicly humiliate him, but I definitely
Shit.
sent it to the group chat, and I was like, "Can somebody just feel this with me?" Because like it was next level secondhand embarrassment.
I
Poor guy,
watched
sorry.
that in the group. I watched that in the group chat, and then I was like, I couldn't even finish it. I watched the first 5 seconds, and I was like, she was not stuck in there for like 10 minutes.
No, it was definitely like a 5-minute long video. I was like, gotta go.
God. We need compensation.
Yeah, no, I really do.
Poor guy.
What if a guy just started? I'm trying to think. What if he started rapping? Would that have been better?
That's happened to me before too.
That's what happened to me.
She's
Getting all the genres.
Yes.
I had a guy start freestyling, and he asked me to hop in. He like put on like a tight beat on YouTube and was like,
Damn.
yeah, that was kind of funny because I feel like it's cringy, but it's at least kind of funny. Like at least it's not.
That's like a bonding experience, you know,
Yeah.
like freestyle date.
Yeah,
What would be the worst song though to sing to a girl?
hopelessly devoted to you.
Let's see. We have Chaw here with a message. Hey, Warren, happy to see you on the podcast. I've enjoyed a lot of your content. There is something enjoyable about listening to someone who looks like a leftist say based shit, though. Do you want to respond to that?
That's fair, I guess.